Hey guys, welcome to Water Swim Fitness. Today we're going to be doing a yoga handstand flow. We're going to be warming up the body, walking through a few different vinyasas, and then finishing this. Should take around half an hour. So, get your mats ready, and let's start off with just a nice, calm child's pose. I'm going to speak very loud so you can hear me, because I know that the mic is far away and there's plenty of wind noise. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale. The goal today is to focus on connecting to the breath. We're going to pay special attention to that. In and out. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And now as you inhale, come up to tabletop pose. Tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the ground. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rock forward so the shoulders are over the fingers, and then move back, sticking the back leg out and pushing down to the ground. Rock forward and back. Forward and back. Now, switch feet. Other foot lifts up, forward, and back. Make sure you're syncing up with your breath. Inhale when you come forward, and exhale and move back. Now, put both feet on the ground, push back into downward dog. Come forward, chaturanga. Sweep the chest forward into upward dog, look up at the sky. It's a cloudy day today, but you can still have a smile on your face. Breathe in, move back, do a push-up, and downward dog. Pedal the feet slowly. Breathe in and out. Now, come up on the toes and walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back, come up halfway. Exhale, forward all the way down. Now, reverse swan dive up through the sky, reach the arms up, arch back slightly, and then bring the hands to the heart. Now, let's get down, back on the ground. We're going to work on floating up to the handstands for this next vinyasa. Arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Come up to flat back. Down to the ground, stop, and then step back into push-up position. Down to the bottom, chaturanga, upward dog. Inhale, exhale, move back to a push-up position, do a push-up, and then downward dog. Push the heels to the ground, open the chest up. And now what we're going to do is take one foot, the right foot up to the sky, so you're on 3-legged dog. Then, step it up by the hand. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the inside hand and twist up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, bring the other hand down, and we're going to drop this back knee and move down into dragon pose. I'm going to bring the hip down to the ground, focus on stretching out the hip flexors. And reach the hands out, drop the head. Inhale and exhale. Now, bring the hands back, push that back leg up, and then reach the outside hand up to the sky. And exhale. Bring it back down. Step the foot back. Chaturanga, upward dog. Inhale, exhale, do a push-up. You can drop to your knees if you need to. But now, push back into downward dog. Inhale, exhale. On the inhale, raise your leg up, left leg up to the sky. Now, bring it forward, step it up on the outside of the hands. Take your left hand, the inside hand, push it up to the sky. Reach the fingers up to the clouds, look up, feel the ground, through your right hand, reach up to the sky to the left, have a line connecting the two of them. Inhale, and exhale, drop the back knee. Drop down to the forearms, and then move into dragon pose, pushing the back hip down to the floor. Reach the hands out. Inhale, exhale. Feel the warmth spreading through your body as you're starting to heat up and stretch. Now, move back. Push to the hands up. Straighten out the back leg. Take the outside hand. Reach up for the sky. One more inhale, and exhale down to the ground. Step back, push-up position. Chaturanga to upward dog. Inhale, float back to the top of push-up position. Do a push-up, and then downward dog. Now, let's float both feet up by rocking up on the toes, bend the knees, jump up to the front of your mat, forward fold. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, come up, and exhale. So now we've got the hips warm. What we're going to do next is we're going to work on this float. So, next vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, forward fold. Come up, flat back, reach down to the ground. Step back, push-up position, chaturanga. Sweep the chest forward into upward dog. Pause here for a second, take 2 breaths. And on that exhale, move back to the top of the push-up position. Do a push-up, downward dog. Now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the float. So we're going to float the left foot up to the sky, and we're going to jump off the right foot, so the foot that's planted on the ground right now. We're going to bend it and jump that foot up to the hand. Drop the other foot. Yeah. Now come into a low squat. Stand up, down, back, and then step back to a push-up position. If you want, you can also get a blanket or some sort of little block that you can jump over, but let's do it again. Upward dog. Move back, push up, downward dog. This time float the right foot up to the sky. Jump the left foot in, have it float down, try to get as much hang time as possible. Drop the right foot back to the ground. Keep the hands on the ground as you drop into a low squat. Hands to the heart, raise up to the sky, hands back down, forward fold, and step back into a push-up. Let's do that one more time. One more time per side. Inhale, upward dog. Push up, downward dog. Left foot floats to the sky. This time, jump and try to get your foot to land to the outside of your hand. Jump, float, and drop the other foot. Sink into a low squat. Stand up, raise the hands overhead, plug your fingers in the sky, and then forward fold, diving your chest down to the ground, and step back. Push back into downward dog. Right foot floats up into the sky. Bend the left foot. Jump, foot lands to the outside. Drop the right foot. Low squat, hands to the heart. Stand up, plug the fingers into the sky. Lead with the chest, forward fold, down to the ground. And step back. Now let's get back to our feet. Sweep the chest forward into upward dog. Move back to the top of the push-up position. Push up, hug the elbows into the side, slow push up, and then downward dog. Now, up on the toes, bend the knees, jump both feet up, forward fold, all the way down, keep the hands flat, and then reverse that swan dive, lead with the heart, up to the sky, come to mountain pose. You're doing a great job so far, guys. Let's keep it going, okay? What we're going to do next is a little bit more challenging. We're going to do a warrior 3 flow. Up and fold the chest forward. Flat back, down to the ground. Step the feet back. Chaturanga, upward dog. Breathe in once. Exhale. Move back. Do a push-up if you're feeling good. And then push the butt up and back into downward dog. Now, float the right foot up to the sky. Bring it up to the forehead. Hold it there. Don't put the foot down yet. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Push it back up to the sky. Now, bring it forward. Set it between the hands. Keep the back leg straight on the ball of the back foot. Go up to the fingertips and then raise the fingers up to the sky for crescent pose. We'll hold this for 5 breaths. Drop the back hip down into the ground. Feel that stretch in the hip flexor. It's not about a back bend here. It's that feeling the stretch deep in the top of the thigh. And on that 5th breath, lower the hands back down to the ground. Come up, float that back leg up, and then raise the fingers off the ground. You can keep them there for support if you need to. You can also get a block. If you're feeling good, raise. I'm gonna move back so you can see what I'm doing. Raise the hands over the head for warrior 3. Now, come back, float back down into crescent pose. Bring the hands down to the ground. Step back, push up, position, chaturanga to upward dog. Back to the top of the push-up position, down and up, and then push back into downward dog. Left foot floats to the sky this time. Bring the knee to the forehead. Don't set the foot down. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Push the toes up to the sky again. Open up through the hip and then bring the hands down. Bring the foot down between the hands. Push the back hip down to the earth. Come up to the fingertips. Reach your fingers out and up to the sky, sinking down further into this crescent pose. 5 breaths. Relax. Keep the arms straight. And then reach the hands down to the ground. Come up, back leg floats up the ground. Start straightening the front leg. If you're feeling good, raise the hands up to warrior 3. Straighten them out. 3 breaths. 1 more breath. Straighten the leg. Really push it as far as you can. Try to get level. 2, 1. Now float back down into crescent pose. 1 breath in. On the exhale, bring the hands back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to chaturanga, upward dog. Move back, do a push-up, downward dog. And we're going to do something special here. Drop to the knees. Walk the knees in slightly. Sit back on the heels. Now here, what we're going to do is focus on the core control that's required for the handstand. So the way this is going to work, we are going to focus on bracing the core, crunching it in and sucking it, and keeping the tension in the core while we breathe. Our hand is going to stay on the core, making sure we're keeping it tense, and then breathing in and out. This is different than the normal breathing that you see where you breathe into your belly and out. We don't want a relaxed belly here. We want to keep a tight belly, because when we're upside down, the tension in the core means that our legs don't move and we're more stable in the handstand. So, you can see right here, I'm going to first suck my stomach in like I'm trying to fit on a tight pair of jeans. Then push my abs out, and finally crunch my core in. Now, keeping my hand on my stomach, I'm feeling that tension. My entire core is tense, And now I'm going to keep breathing in and out without losing that tension. We're going to do 10 breaths here as a rest. Remember to keep that tension on the inhale and the exhale, never losing it. Your core should always stay tense. Keep it sucked in. Remember, there are 3 ways you can brace it. I want it to be sucked in, pushed out, and then braced. Suck in, brace, crunch, hold that, keep breathing. It's going to feel like you're breathing into your chest. Your chest is going to rise, your core is going to remain tight. This is the opposite of normal breathing, but it's exactly what we need for the handstand. One more breath, and now what we're going to do is we're going to move into our actual handstand flow, okay? Now we're going to start going inverted. So, step back into push-up position. Chaturanga, sweep the chest forward into upward dog. Now, move back, do a push-up, and downward dog. Now what we're going to do is we're going to float both feet up to the front of the mat, and if you're feeling good, you can press up into handstand. Or, if you're having a hard time with the strength for pressing, you can step one foot in, and you can kick up. Either way, it's that same jump off the front foot, kick with the back foot, and connect to the ground. Okay. So, you ready? Kick up. Downward dog, and bend the knees, float up to handstand. Connect the back core. Breathe in. And now, float down to forward fold. Come to forward fold. To flat back. Now step back into downward dog. Come forward, chaturanga. Sweep the chest forward into upward dog. Move back. Hold down at the bottom of a push-up position for a second. Explode up. And downward dog. We're going to drop down to the knees. We're going to do that core breathing one more time. Go through this, and then we're going to add one extra little move there at the end. So, connect with the core. Suck in the stomach. Then, brace the abs like you're pushing them out. So your core is tense, and then finally crunch it in, bringing the bottom of your ribs to the top of your pelvis. Feel the tension. Keep your hand in there, and then inhale and exhale for 10 breaths. Don't lose the tension when you inhale or exhale. Keep the abs tense. This is a skill. It's going to be difficult to do at first. Just keep breathing. You should feel your stomach suck in more when you inhale as your chest lifts up, and then as you exhale, everything drops back down, but you keep the tension in the core. Connecting with this will improve your handstand. 3 more breaths. Two more. One more. And now, come forward, onto the hands. Step back into a push-up position. Chaturanga, upward dog. Move back, do a push-up, downward dog. Then, get ready to float up. Bend the knees, jump up, bring the hips over the hands, and then press up to the sky. Connect the toes to the ceiling, feel the ground through the earth. Connect with the core, keep the tension as you breathe in and out. 2 more breaths. One more. And then float down, forward fold. And now, turn the wrists out. Bend the knees. plug the knees into the armpits and then come forward into crow. Float the feet off the ground. And if you're here, if you're just tapping on the ground like this, just try to get as light in the toes as you can. You also can put a block in front of your head if you're afraid of falling on your face. Try to find the balance. This will allow you to connect with your wrist better. Pay attention to how to balance on your hands. Here for another 3 breaths. Now, float back into push-up position. Upward dog. The shoulders are on fire. Move back, push up. Downward dog. That's where the shoulder strengthening comes in. Push the chest down, down, down to the earth. Drop to the knees. Come back. And what we're going to do next is a little bit of core conditioning, okay? We're going to do just a little bit of core conditioning for the handstand. Right now we're breathing. We have 5 breaths of the rest. Just relax breathing. Don't worry about the core right now. Breathe into the belly. Close your eyes. All right, let's get into the core. Bring your forearms to the floor. Bring the shoulders over the forearms. Step back into Sphinx pose. Now, bring the shoulders forward over the hands so you're in low Sphinx. Then, push back to dolphin pose. Walk the toes in. Shoulders are high, butt is high. Now, step back as far as you can. So you're in an extended Sphinx. Walk the feet back as far as possible. Feel the tension in the abs. Hold it here. Now, walk the toes in so the shoulders are over the hands. Drop down. We're going to do this 2 more times. So the shoulders are over the hands. Then, push the shoulders back. Open the chest up. Walk the toes in. And keep the shoulders where they are and walk the toes back as far as possible and then open up. Feel the tension in the core. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Walk forward. Last round. Shoulders over the hands. Or shoulders over the forearms. Drop down so the shoulders are over the hands. Then push back to dolphin pose. Walk the toes in. Now, push the shoulders back as you walk the toes out. Extended Sphinx. Hold it. 5, 4, 3. Really get on the tips of the toes. Go as far as you can. 2, 1. Walk in. Come to the knees. And then child's pose. Drop the forehead to the ground. Bring the hands behind you. In and down. Relax. We're all done for today. A chance to breathe. We're going to be here for 10 breaths. Relax. If you want, you can move to corpse pose. I'm going to stay right here. The handstand is a very complex movement. It's one of the hardest moves in yoga. It's also one that can teach you the most about balance and life in general. We started off the same pose, just we built up. Starting with simplicity and moving to complexity. It was a journey today. You had a hard time with the handstand. You felt like your shoulders were weak, you didn't have the flexibility for some of the moves, you got tired. It was all a chance for you to grow and get better.
tuck the chin into the chest.
Roll up slowly. Now, we're all done for today. I just wanted to share one thing with you. I think that it's a fun thing to do to be a little bit creative and tackle things from a different perspective. So one thing that I thought was really fun is writing a haiku about anything that's going on in your life in general. And I wrote one about handstands today because that's what's going on with me. The sky at my feet, my hands grip the cool green earth. Soon there will be joy. I'm Jake. Thanks so much for tuning in, and as always, thanks for getting better.